Hi everyone, welcome back to Pro Tutorials. Today we'll be doing a free hit video as many of you have requested for Double Gameweek 27. Now, as we all know, Gameweek 27 will be a double for one team in particular, and that's Burnley. They'll be facing Crystal Palace away and Leicester at home. Leicester is one of the sides in the Prem who are conceding the most goals right now, and Crystal Palace defense are looking pretty shaky right now. So it would make sense to first target Burnley assets first. So if I were to free hit right now, I would firstly go for the man, the myth, the legend himself, Nick Pope. Now, if we were to look at these statistics, right, in his last 5 games, he's been keeping 3 clean sheets, and his Burnley's performance have been steadily improving. And against Crystal Palace and Leicester at home, we should see at least 1 clean sheet against these two sides. So Nick Pope, I would have to say, is a must-have in your team if you were free hitting. For the sub, looking at the fixtures, it's clear that two sides have really easy fixtures, and that's Man U and Southampton. Now, Southampton's defense is good, but it's not as good as Man U's. So if I were to free hit, I would probably go for De Gea as my sub goalie. Although he's a bit on the pricey side, so I might go for someone cheaper. So I would go for De Gea for the sub. De Gea, Man U's defense is slowly improving, as you can see. He's been keeping 2 clean sheets out of the last 5 against West Ham and Brighton. So De Gea would be someone I would seriously consider for a sub goalie. Although you can just go for someone really cheap to save money for your other players. Speaking about Burnley assets, I would have to go for me. Right now, I think the best defender for Burnley right now, if we were to choose one, would have to be Ben Mee. Wait, let me just pull up the teams. Okay, here we go. Arranging them by form, Roberts has the highest form right now. Obviously, because of that assist he got against Brighton. He could have scored a goal too, but unfortunately he didn't. But right now, the best, he's not really nailed on. I think the only one that's worth considering here would be me and Tarkowski, but Tarkowski is ill right now, so there's a risk of him not starting in game week 27, even though he should. So if I were to choose one, it would be me for 0.1 cheaper. Again, if Burnley keeps clean sheets in this match, in one of these 2 matches against Crystal Palace and Leicester, me will get lots of points, so me would be someone I would add to the team. If we were to go to fbref.com and go check for his stats. There. Let's look at his stats per 90. So obviously, his expected goals and assists is very low, 0.08. But again, we're buying him not for the goals or assists. We were buying him for the clean sheets. If you want to go risky, you can go for someone like Roberts. But yeah, he's definitely someone worth considering too. From Burnley, of course, based on his recent performance, I would also get Weghorst. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Now, Weghorst, this man is a very explosive asset. He can score big against Crystal Palace and Leicester, and he's been performing really good in the Prem, and also when he was at Wolfsburg, he was really good as well. Let me just pull up his stats for you guys to see. This is a really good website if you guys want to use it. It's fbref.com. I think some other YouTubers recommended it as well. I use it for my stats analysis for this. See, per 90 minutes, he has an expected goals and assists combined of 0.41. This is a really good statistic for only 6.5. And considering a double fixture, I would expect him to score a goal or two, or perhaps even more, in this double game week. So he's a must-have as well. Now, one other side who has a really good fixture is Man City. They're going to be against Everton, who are really poor both attackingly and defensively. No offense to the Everton fans out there, but based on current form, they are. For Man City, I would have to target João Cancelo. Yes, maybe his form is not too good right now, but I believe that against Everton, it's really a good potential for a clean sheet, and he might even score a goal or assist. So due to his many routes to points, he'll likely score big this week. So if I were free hitting, I wouldn't want to go without Cancelo. I'll show you his stats as well, but I won't do it for every player. But I might do it for the starting 11. But yeah, I'll show you. Per 90 minutes, he has an expected goals and assists of 0.25, which is ridiculously high for a defender. So yes, I would bring him in definitely. If you look at the fixtures as well, I previously mentioned that Man U has one of the best fixtures in the double game week as well. So if I were to go for a Man U asset, it'll either be Shaw or Dalot. But based on recent form, I'll probably go for Shaw right now. Look, Shaw has he's been assisting, as you can see. He got an assist in the Leeds match, and he got an assist in the Burnley match. So 2 assists in the last 5. That's really good for only 5 mil. So I would bring him in as well, especially against Watford, which is a side struggling defensively. I would probably bring in Shaw as well. Speaking about Man U, I would also have to bring in Fernandes. I would say among all the Man U midfielders, he definitely has the highest attacking potential, and that's probably why his price tag is that high. But his attacking potential justifies that high price tag. So if you have the money, I would go for Fernandes. He's really good, and one of the individuals that are most likely to score goals this week. And based on his recent performance, I would have to go with the man himself, Harry Kane. Now, Harry Kane is going to be against Leeds in game week 27. Leeds is a side that's again struggling defensively. I think they conceded like 30 goals in the last 10 matches across all competitions or something, and that's before even facing Liverpool. I've read that somewhere, I think. So let me just make sure. Leeds. Oh, sorry, 11. So yeah. Someone I would definitely have is Harry Kane. If you look at his stats as well, and there's even though he's picking up form lately, so he might score big as well. Expected goals and assists per 90 minutes is 0.71. Yeah, exactly. So he'll likely score a goal there as well. And if you bring in Kane, why not bring in Son as well? He's been performing really good as well. And for 10.8, he has very similar attacking potential to Kane. So I'll probably bring in both Kane and Son for their match against Leeds. It might be a game with lots of goals. Let me bring up Son's stats as well for this one. Son Heung-min, yes. Expected goals and assists is 0.69 for 10.8. So I will bring him in, especially against Leeds, a side struggling defensively too. Now, looking through these fixtures, there's also one side that has a ridiculously good fixture, and that's Southampton against Norwich at home. So let's go to Southampton. A man I would bring in from Southampton would be Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse is actually, again, as I mentioned in my previous video, he's very under the radar this season. People are not considering him enough, even though he's been a really good asset this season actually, but there's just many other assets that people prioritize bringing in, like Coutinho. But against Norwich at home, we should see him scoring some goals here, and maybe even assisting. So yeah, I would bring in Ward-Prowse for this week. I think he's a must-have as well. Now, as we can see the team right now, we're probably going to be playing in the 4-4-2, I reckon, yeah. So I think we bring in Foden as well. Man City has one of the best fixtures in the league right now. They're against in game week 27. They're against Everton. So I would probably bring in De Bruyne, but he's a bit too expensive for me. So I would probably bring in Foden. Foden, again, I know he's a risk in terms of time, but if I bring up his stats for expected goals and assists per 90, he has a ridiculous expected goals and assists combined of 0.73, which is ridiculous. And against a side like Everton, this might actually be converted. So Foden looks like a must-have this week as well. How much money do I have in the bank? 18.8. Okay. I would also bring in Livramento. Yes. People have been overlooking him now ever since he dropped his form, but I think he's picking it back up again. He recently kept a clean sheet and assisted in the game against Everton. So for only 4.3, definitely I would bring him in as well. So this is what the main team looks like. Pretty good, I would say. Now, if I had to bring in the fifth midfielder, looking at the budget we have right now, I would probably bring in someone like Ramsey. Yeah. So let's go to Aston Villa. Ramsey, where are you? There you go. For only 4.8, he has a ridiculous 5.7. So that's madness. So Ramsey is someone you should consider bringing in too. They have a match against Brighton away. So, and for only 4.8, he would make a decent sub in your team. So yeah, I would bring him in. For the last 9.8 million, another defender that's like not too expensive for the team. I would say someone decent would be Soufal. So that would be, where is he? He's West Ham. Sorry, not Soufal. I meant Dawson. Dawson would be my choice. Soufal is a risk right now because he has that hernia we talked about in the last video. So I would go for Dawson as well for a good sub. So yeah, so Dawson would be the team. He's against Wolves in Game Week 27, who are known to play quite defensively. So I would go for Dawson, and if you look at his stats in FBref.com, there we go. For defender, Craig Dawson has an expected goals and assists combined of 0.12. And for that kind of price, that's a bargain right there. So I would go for Dawson. Now for the last striker position, I mean, you can't really get anyone decent for 4.9. So what I would probably do is just sort up to 5.1 and get the guy that's at the top. No. Sorry, forwards. Let's move it to forwards. So for 4.9, the guy at the top is Ida, but he's currently out until 1 June due to his knee injury. So I would go for Ferguson. At least he gets some time, right? So if worst comes to worst and everyone on the team doesn't start, at least he'll get a point or two. So yeah, that's my team for the Double Gameweek 27. If I were to free hit, I would say if you can. There's also some options here like Foden. You can actually upgrade to Mahrez, even though he's at risk for time. But I think he has higher goal threat. So I would upgrade to Mahrez if you had the money. For the forwards, if you have the money as well, I would not recommend getting Ferguson. I would recommend getting Broha or Adams. They're both really good as well. For Southampton against Norwich. So you might see a goal or two from them. Who else would I change as well? And I guess if you want to risk it, you can upgrade Kane to Ronaldo, even though I don't know if that's an upgrade or not, because he's against Watford still. But I think you would be taking a big risk there because of Kane's attacking threat next week. So yeah, what else would I do if I had the money? Ramsey, no, I think for 4.7, he's a bargain at that price. Yeah, this would be the team. So that's how the team would line up. I would set it up so it's Pope's the starting goalie, De Gea's the sub. Me, Shaw, Cancelo, and Livermento edges out Dawson, so it'll be this four. Fernandes, Foden, Ward-Prowse, Son starts, and for the forward line, Kane and Weghorst. For the subs, I would make Dawson first choice, Ramsey second choice, and Ferguson third choice for the subs. If I were to pick a cheaper goalie, let's just experiment right now, okay? Let's see. Let's say I choose someone like Foster. Let's say we choose someone like Foster instead of De Gea. That would give me 1.6 in the bank, right? With 6.1, I can immediately upgrade the forward to 6.1, right? I can bring in Broha, yeah, exactly. I can do this. And for the mids, who would I go for? Let me see the options. So 5.4 budget. Yeah, I'll probably bring in El Unesi then. No, I can't. Dundon Decker, would he be good? West Ham away. Probably someone like Cornet, but I think he's a bit too expensive. How much is Cornet? Cornet. Wait, where's Cornet? Let me just search him. Oh yeah, Cornet. I would bring in Cornet, then probably downgrade Dawson to someone like 4.4. 4.4. Best 4.4 option that's not from Burnley is probably this guy. Algeria. This guy. So yeah, this is my final team. Oh, too many from Burnley actually. Too many from Burnley. No, I can't bring in this guy actually then. Then fine. Then this is good. And bringing back Dawson. Dawson. Yeah, so this will be my team. For the final free hit. No, actually I might upgrade Foster to someone better. Let me see. Someone better for 4.8 guys. 5.1. 4.8. Well, might have to be 4.8. I would probably have to bring in Sanchez there for Foster. It'll be slightly better, but yeah. So again, this is the final team. If I had to line up, it would probably be Pope, me, Shaw, Cancelo, Fernandes, Foden, Ward-Prowse, Son, Kane, Broha, and Weghorst. So that'll be my team for game week 27. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe, like the video, and share it to your friends if you enjoyed. Thank you.